Mousesports had a disappointing loss against Dignitas last week in one of our most exciting games that we had. And now they have to face TSM, who had a disappointing loss today against Singularity. And James, for Mousesports, this is one of those games that everyone looks at. It's like, okay, Mousesports, we all feel really good about you. You got Scrub Killer, cool. You got Speed, you got Cooks, cool. But like, this is one of those series where it's like, you gotta win this one if you really want to be a contender.
This is a must-win series for Mouz. You're exactly right, Jorby. TSM, there's a lot of haters out there. Gibbs, he might be the conductor, honestly, with one of the things he's been saying about TSM. So a win here for TSM would silence, I think, a lot of the haters, especially after how everyone thinks that Mouz is going to do so well, considering how close they got to taking down that undefeated Dignitas team. And if there's one thing I've learned, Jorby, about Europe, it's that a lot of times things don't go the way you expect. So this will be a fun series to see how it goes.
And for Mousesports, they've been so good in the boost game. Speed in particular, who is near the top of the leaderboards in terms of stolen boost pads, or the stolen boost canisters, if you will. And also a lot of shots on net for him. If Mousesports can control the boost game, then I think TSM, they're going to fall into a lot of those struggles that we've seen them have this season, where they are unable to really get any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Any sort of stability on their own end on defense. I feel like Mousesports are going to press them pretty hard, because this is an aggressive team in Mousesports. And I don't know how TSM are going to handle it. We've seen TSM at times this season do pretty well, Mets and Magnus in particular, but Remco especially. They have to find that magic against Mousesports here. We'll see if they can. We will start with Scrub. We get down the field. Remco, a little difficulty getting it out against Speed. Cooks is challenged. We'll go backwards here for Speed. Speed just almost found it. I really didn't expect the ball to get that close to the net.
Got there just in the nick of time to keep that ball out of net. But a backward bounce. Remco, key touch from him. Speed was hungry for that first goal for Mouz.
Cooks putting it out wide. There's a bump from Scrub to take off a TSM potential attacker. Now the pass over to Cooks. Cooks puts it high. It's got to be Speed. He's there, but pumped the ball straight on the ground. Now Remco forced to play from the corner. Cooks just steals the ball away and goes to the opposite end of TSM territory. But Scrub
I like what Remco did there. He went all the way into the back to demo Scrub Killer, and that allowed Magnus to have an uncontested clear. That was a smart play from Remco. And that whole attack from Mouz was something else. Also, just from that bump play from Scrub instantly into that ceiling pass over to Cookser. We saw some good possession moments from Mouz early on. TSM is not backing down, however.
No, Metzanaris cuts one off in midfield. Well, Magnus's touch will only be for Speed. Remco, he was up early for that, and Speed still had control in the air, but he was able to find it. Metzanaris had picked up the save earlier. Now in the corner, he booms it back downfield. But it's going to be for Scrub. Both teams have kind of traded boomers a couple of times. Magnus winning a 50 in midfield, but it will be Cooks' ball now as he heads to the attacking corner. And that was Cooks last week. It was something that I was impressed with against Dignitas, was that Cooks was controlling the ball a little bit more. And it's not something that he does all that often. He likes to sit back and kind of pitch the ball away to his teammates, but he was in the corners on offense, finding shots on net like that, hitting passes to his teammates. So if we see that Cooks, then Mousesports, they'll find some success. But right now it's been troublesome finding TSM's net, as they've handled things well on defense.
The thing that's positive for Mouz, however, is that they're getting a ton of chances. Even this miss, another shot coming in, Magnus forced to make the save, but chance after chance coming in for Mouz.
And that one even, Remco got in the way, but now Metzanaris, he's got plenty of space. He tried the short hop air dribble, but it's knocked away by Cooks. Scrub Killer getting harassed. Metzanaris had to get the whole way around him just to try to find a shot on net. Magnus already back. Very measured from TSM. But again, nothing here. The three-man passing play denied by Metzenaris. Now Metz on the air dribble, let it drop down, speed. Nothing here for Mouz, trying to get this clear. Scrub forced the loss against Metzenaris, and the attempted pass to Remco broken up. Scrub puts a light shot on net, turned away by Magnus.
That was barely touched. Scrub did his best to get there. Now is low on boost. Won't be able to get it past Metzenaris. Looking good for TSM on the attack.
Oh, Scrub finds a solid touch. Remco was hunting closely. Now Cooks, he's got one to beat. He tried to dribble, but then Magnus gets in the way on that bump, taking away the opportunity. Remco trying to clear for TSM. Speed to the opposite side over to Scrub. Scrub collects the boost, but Remco collects the ball back over to Magnus. And that's off the corner, and everyone from TSM, Metzenaris, you thought maybe he was the next one up there, but he had waited in midfield for that touch. Now the pass to Remco. And TSM find a hole through Mouse's defense. Another 50 in the corner, but speed is quick up there. And TSM are just so far off the ball. And Mouse are able to travel about, halfway down the field before they're really challenged. Remco finds the pass, and it's off the crossbar.
Oh. That was as close as you can get. That crossbar dinger now on the other end. You wonder if Mouse was going to be able to bring that down. But TSM, they're getting close. Another good setup. Remco narrowly misses that shot opportunity as well. TSM, this is a threatening attack.
A Scrub trying to pitch it out the field. Remco, it's another shot turned away. So a 0-0 overtime, and it feels like TSM are in the driver's seat.
Just like what we saw in the last series. That game went all the way to what, over 7 minutes of overtime in the reciprocity endpoint game.
It was a long one for sure, yeah. About 7 and change, we'll call it. And TSM, they haven't had a lot. They've only had 3 shots on net, but Mousesports have only had 4. Very, very defensive game. But it's been boomer ball at times as well. There'll be a little carry and then either a massive flick or a 50 where neither team is really ready for whether it gets neutralized or not. That was a good win from Speed, but Metzenaris was ready for it. Now Scrub's ball will be for Remco. Scrub takes it back, looking for a read against Metz. He won't find it. And another booming clear for TSM. Mousesports forced to rethink how they're approaching. Right now, it's not working against TSM. They do find midfield with Cooks. But Magnus is headed back the other way on the carry. Magnus triple touch into the net. Beautifully done.
And this was a flip reset as well, Jorby. That first touch gets his flip and then blasts it past. That was an incredible play from Magnus.
Perfect.
That was unreal. Perfect. Magnus just going insane.
Oh, and he had a goal earlier today where the dude he's as they say, James, goating on the sticks right now. Magnus, that was awesome. And I mean, TSM, they limited the opportunities that Mousesports were trying to do. And like a lot of times Mousesports, it felt like just out of frustration, they were just booming the ball away because they couldn't find a certain read. There was no holes in TSM's defense at all.
It was similar. It was similar to the reciprocity endpoint series and game in one way, and that was that it was very low scoring. But you're right, Jorby. There was not the same number of shots really from either side. There was some moments of possession, but we really didn't see that many shots coming in. The only shot, other than this Magnus shot that went in, that was really incredibly threatening was that shot from Remco for TSM that went off the crossbar and out. So TSM having the best looks this game, and they end up getting the win over a Mouse team that many are expecting to take the series.
I just feel like Mouse have no philosophy on offense, where they're just getting denied in these corners. But even when they do win 50s in the offensive half, no one's ready for it. And it's either it's a broken play and you're forced to go back to your half and try again. So Mousesports, at times they have this tendency to just kick the ball away and play very reactionary. And I felt that they didn't play that way against Dignitas, which is why they were more successful. But now they're kind of getting back to how they looked in previous games this season. so they can control a little bit more, because TSM are giving them space. If they can utilize that space a little better, maybe they can find some success. But right now, it's TSM in the driver's seat. Cooks the pass to Scrub. Scrub, that was tough for Remco, but he was able to get back around to it.
And you saw that Speed left the boost for Scrub Killa, and Scrub missed the boost, and it got picked up by TSM. See if that comes back to haunt them as TSM try to keep this ball locked into the Mouse half.
Oh, Cooks couldn't get the touch. He does find the pass over to Speed. Speed lets the ball come to him. He's by 2, but he's got to get this around the corner. Now Scrub Killa shot just wide, but he had to get it by Magnus. And he wanted the pass to Scrub. Speed did, but Scrub too far back on the play. Cooks just pitches the ball downfield. It'll be TSM. Magnus, no one challenges Magnus in front, and Remco was expecting a completely different touch. But Magnus killed the ball.
He was thinking that Magnus was going to go for the backboard pass, but Magnus wanted to go straight for that double tap. And after seeing him hit that flip reset shot, can you deny him the opportunity?
I don't think so. I mean, Magnus is playing really well, but that's a good passing play Speed. Unfortunate. That was a quality opportunity, and he just could not find the target.
You expect Speed to do more, especially after some of the shots you saw him make at the European Invitational. He hits a crazy flip reset, backflip flick shot. You expect him to be able to hit a simple pass shot where he's got the whole net to shoot at. He didn't even get it on target. It wasn't even forced to be a save. It was just off the mark. So the shots coming out from Mouse need to be better, because TSM, they are not taking this series lightly.
Oh, Magnus coming off the backboard, almost forced the own goal. And honestly, I'm surprised Magnus didn't score. Watching him the whole time there, that ball was destined for the net, and somehow it stays out. But Magnus again, cutting off the play in midfield for Mouse. Mouse flipping it over Metzenaris with Speed. Cooks back around the corner. Remco's there, Scrub Killa next in line, but Metzenaris makes it difficult on the challenge. Good control by TSM on defense, but they are still looking for a clear, and an ill-advised double commit will make that step 1 second harder. Remco high touch. And Scrub Killa wins it, it's off the post, no goal. Mousesports, another opportunity, even if it was in midfield. Still come away empty, and Mousesports are having to work for every centimeter of this pitch. That bouncer saved by Remco.
Magnus wasn't able to get the defensive touch still, and he conceded a shot, but the shot from Mouse again wasn't very good. The ground pinch from Magnus almost had enough pepper on it to shake it past the defense.
And he took the boost, and that just made Mouse flat-footed. He was able to get turned around in midfield. Mousesports do get the clear, and they are back on offense, but Magnus is playing some stellar Rocket League today.
And that was a surprising shot. You don't really see ground pinches that effective most of the time. You know that they have the opportunity to turn out that way, but Magnus, he really is playing lights out Rocket League at the moment.
There's another pass to Magnus, but they'll be forced to play off a Scrub Killa. And Metzenaris does win that 50. Cooks next in line for Mousesports. He wins one challenge. He picks up the midfield boost. Now trying to work around the corner, but Remco takes the ball away again. Remco has taken several opportunities away from Mousesports on defense. Here's Magnus again, blocked by Cooks. Barely. Scrub, he's going to be late to this. He got chipped on the post, and Mousesports are scrambling on defense. Speed can't handle it. Now Remco takes control. Remco off the backboard, straight in for Magnus, blocked by Cooks. Scrub Killa has some space. He'll give way for Speed down the field. And now Scrub can't get back to the ball. Metzenaris couldn't handle it, and Remco will take the ball away. Pass Cooks back over to Magnus. TSM handling business on defense, but they still need a goal. That was a great touch from Magnus, but Remco can't score. It's denied by Cooks. Still empty for TSM.
But I love the play at midfield from Magnus. He receives the pass, but instead of just hitting it, he drives around the ball so that he can take it up the wall. That was almost enough to get TSM that scoring chance. And now we are going into yet another overtime.
TSM with Magnus. Back up, Remco. Looking for series point rather, to take this game 2. Now Speed collects the midfield boost on the air dribble. He's by a defender, tries to work it back towards the box. Scrub will continue. Scrub now off the backboard, tees it down for Cooks, but Cooks just did not feel confident, and he almost gets the goal somehow. No, the ball bounces out. We're playing pinball in TSM's net.
Magnus had no boost. I think he had 6 boost in his tank. Didn't really have much to get to the ball, but he still jump scored. It looks like it might have ricocheted off his hood, and like you said, ping-ponged everywhere except in the net. And TSM get away with one there. Mouse has to be feeling sour about that.
Now Remco just had another good save to break TSM out of their half quickly. Mousesports, a lot of balls into space, but Metzenaris ends up giving this up. Forced onto the backboard, Remco has it. Scrub Killer will take that boost out, but Mousesports forced back to their back wall. Cooks winning one touch, and Scrub gonna wait for Magnus. And patience pays off for now, but Metzenaris has been a nuisance in midfield in the last 30 seconds. Scrub Killer, oh, there's one touch, but Magnus is there on the backboard for the save. Cooks wins another touch, but he got bumped away, so Remco will carry this out safely. Up high, Cooks, over to Speed, off the corner. There's just nothing for Mousesports. Remco now on the carry, off the transition, and 2 commit on Mousesports, but Speed is up, and Magnus is content to wait here in midfield. He actually goes back to his corner, ends up losing his boost. That's gonna make life a little more difficult, but he wins that 50. And then kicks the ball over to Remco. It didn't connect, but they still have the ball.
It was a good pass from Magnus. TSM playing patient, getting the looks, but they came as close as you can come to losing the game on that play. We'll see if Mouse can capitalize on one of these opportunities that they're creating for themselves.
Oh, Remco gonna go down as Cooks was already up for it. Now Magnus keeping it high. TSM really trying to test this backboard. Quick pass to Remco from Metz. Looking for Metz again, but broken up by Speed. Cooks in the 50 in midfield. Slows down TSM. And it's a high ball from Magnus, so Speed will take it. Cooks right in front, looking for the shot. Just high. Remco will take it away again in about 3 minutes of overtime. Scrub Killer on the dribble. He's by 1 around the corner. Magnus will take it away. Cooks has the read on the side wall, but Mousesports, they just can't find the box. This might be a chance, but no, they're the whole way back, and Remco will take the ball out. Massive clear from Metzenaris, and stopping at midfield, but it's actually just a pass to Cooks. TSM struggling to find a clear. Yeah.
That was a good jump from Cooks to get on that play, and Mouse, we see a double commit. Magnus is all that's left. Speed, a weak shot, and that bails out TSM. Magnus was the last one left. Speed had a little bit of time, but he just pulled the trigger.
Ooh, Metzenaris able to neutralize the 50. Now Remco with just enough space to get to that touch, but Cooks is there again. Cooks, he has been killing a lot of these opportunities for TSM in the last minute, but Magnus is on the ball again. Denied by Cookser. Ooh, that touch will help Magnus out. Pass to Metz. Metz, shots high off the backboard, looking for another. Remco wants to pass to Magnus. Magnus forces Speed up, but Speed and Cooks will take the ball. And Metzenaris cuts it off in midfield again. James, it feels like TSM, they get so close, just like right here, but then they are their own worst enemies. Metzenaris ends up saving the shot.
Yeah, you said it, their own worst enemies. I think you can say that about both teams in this game. They both now have had looks that you think they could have finished to end the game, and finally Cookser does it. A few seconds short of the 5-minute mark, Cookser with the overtime clutch.
And it was a great challenge from Scrub Killer. He neutralized that 50 off the corner, giving the perfect angle for Cooks to finish it. And you said it, James, clutch after They had so many opportunities where it felt like everything they were doing right just didn't matter on TSM's net.
You know, I think I might have butchered that one. I think I said clunch. Regardless,
we'll term it. I like
clunch it. He clunched it good. But Cookser, they needed that out of Mouse needed that desperately. If they lose that game, that is such a hit to the mentality. I think you lose the series for sure. So Cookser bailing Mouse out in game 2 with another grueling overtime. TSM, they also had a chance. I believe it was Metzanaris off a pass from Remco. Had a great chance to score, and he blasted it high. It was a quick reaction that he had to have, but it was either team could have won this game. Either team, both of them had chances to put it away, in which they failed to do so. And ultimately, Mouse ended up getting the win here because of Cookser's shot in a very high pressure moment. And that's something that really he's done his entire career. Cookser has so many clutch goals throughout his tenure in the RLCS. And this one was a very important one because they fall, like I said, Jorby, they fall down in the series after that game plays out the way it does. I don't see Mouse coming back.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was important to win that game right there. And, you know, I thought, really, TSM, I didn't think they looked that poor. They had a lot of good opportunities. They put 11 shots on net. And shots on net is something TSM really struggled to find. So the opportunities, they're coming. And it looks better in midfield. This looks like TSM did a couple of weeks ago. Clicking much better as a team and less like they did against Singularity in some of the games in that series earlier today. Remco, he wins a 50, has the pass to Magnus, and it's just off the crossbar. It was in traffic. Metzanaris kicks it up high, and Scrubkilla has the read, but TSM on offense will take this back. Here's Magnus. Flips it over Scrubkilla. Remco forced to wait as Cooks was there the whole way. Metzanaris. Magnus back to Remco. Remco gonna give it to the side wall for Metzanaris. Metzanaris has no more boost, so have to give it up for Cooks. Mousesports feeling early pressure again from TSM. Remco on the flip reset. His breakout just couldn't reach, cover the distance. Scrub makes one miss, and he can't deny Metzanaris the save. Takes it away, and all past Speed.
You love to see that from Scrubkilla, going for those plays. Scrubkilla, such a good 1v1 player, but it doesn't matter. Remco, he's gonna just blast that one underneath the crossbar.
And that first
Speed, you saw him coming in too hot. Speed comes in off the wall much too hot. If he drives into the net and takes it slow and lets things play out in net, maybe he'll be in position to get that save, but he just was flying in off that wall and came to the near post when he needed to stay more towards the center, if not more towards the back post. So a tough defensive play there for Mouse, and TSM get the early lead.
Well, where goals have been at a premium, Metzanaris puts another in for TSM.
And another play here. You see the ball getting jammed up in front of the net. It gets launched up in the air. Speed wasn't ready for it, and Metzanaris hunts it down. And like you said, goals a premium for sure in this series, and 2 of them quickly for TSM. It's going to be a battle for Mouse to get back into this.
Yeah, we usually say 3 goals is typically the point of no return. Speed, though, on the flip, will score and get Mousesports right back into it. What a shot.
And we're just seeing solo plays from Mouse. He jumps, gets his jump off back off the ceiling, and goes for this ceiling shot, slots it in the top corner. So impressive that I still can't speak. You know, I want to.
He's
this series is doing it to me, Jorby. This series is doing it to me.
I feel it. But for Mouse, they stop the bleeding with plenty of time. Magnus just getting harassed by Speed, and now the pass from Scrub to Cooks. Mousesports have a little bit of time. Scrub, ooh, if he had found that touch, it could have been dangerous. He still has control, but Mets on that 50 will force Mousesports back. Good pass back to Magnus. Magnus, another flip reset available. He'll decide not to use it, and that's a bouncer on for Remco. TSM take a 2-goal lead.
And Magnus is the 3rd player I've seen do this. Justin does this all the time. Chaussette did it the week previously, and now Magnus. You get the flip reset, but what you do is you wait for when you're going to hit the ground and you wave dash into the ball because you can then quickly get another flip. And when you get your first flip reset, you're zoning out the defender because they know you've got it, and they can, if you come out and challenge, they can flick it over your head. So you freeze the defender and then get that follow-up shot. Even though it didn't go in for Magnus, it opened up the chance. And now a good back pass. Cookser is keeping Mouz in this one. Very easily could have been TSM running away with this, but Speed gets a crazy back pass. I don't even know how on earth he managed to do that.
That was pretty insane. He came like inside the net, so it bounced off his spoiler. I mean, that was something else from Speed.
Straight down, perfectly timed back pass.
And you know, this
now another back
Cooks
pass
has
opportunity.
Mousesports are really starting to feel it. Scrub, another pass to Speed, and they just don't stop. It's a tie game.
I think you said it best, Jorby. They are starting to feel it. Speed with another one. Scrub attacking the corner, and we are seeing Mouz start to do this now. A few of these goals where they attack the corner, they go for the dribble, either at the mid height of the wall or all the way up top, and look for that pass. And I don't know what on earth that kickoff was from Scrub. Did you see that, Jorby?
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was, you know, he would like to do that one over, but luckily it didn't lead to a goal. He kind of petered out. Might have to go to the garage afterwards, check out what's going on. The Scrub on the point, and this is what I'd like to see from Mousesports. I was going to mention before the pass from Scrub over to Speed that Cooks had started to be the receiver on some of these passes from Speed and Scrub. Cookser's clutch goal came off of a great challenge that turned into a pass from Scrub, and then Speed had a nice carry, and then Cook started doling out passes in the corner, James, as you were alluding to and talking about off that last goal. So it's just very, very good command in the corners from Mouz, and they're still putting shots on net here against TSM, who they were looking like they were in control after those first two goals, and then Mousesports just clapped right back.
Yeah, things collapsed quickly for TSM. We even saw Cookser almost get a Cookser pinch pass into the middle. But Mouz, they are answering the call at the moment. It's been a very tough game for them in a tough series. That one almost bouncing into the net. I think both teams, it's been very scrappy so far, Jorby.
And for Mouz, I mean, this is ended up being quite a test for Mousesports, who are trying to fight to be at the top or near the top of the leaderboards, and TSM are bringing it to you. And right, this is the best that they've looked all series, where in the previous games, TSM had looked like they were in control, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Mouz fan, especially with, you know, a guy that's been to the grand finals as often as Scrubkilla has in recent memory. You expect greatness out of this team, and they're able to fight back against TSM, but we could have another overtime looming. Scrub misses that touch, but he just wanted to get downfield for a pass to Speed. It's cut off by Metz. Cooks back to Scrub. Does he have the touch? No, he went for it though. Whew. Overtime. Here we go. Shot on net. Saved by Cookser.
That was almost the quickest overtime all day. We had quite a few long ones. That one almost on kickoff, but fortunately for Mouz, they hold it at bay. It seems like Mouz has the upper hand. They have all the momentum right now going into this overtime because they were battling from behind. It seemed like TSM was going to cleanly get this win, but no. Mouz have bounced right back in game 3, and now they're looking to take the win.
Remco coming in quickly for the save. Magnus did such a good job buying time. Now he finds a pass to Metz, but Metz can't find an on-target shot. Remco, last back, Scrub. Gonna make him work for it. Remco able to hop right on top of him. Cooks, next in line, pass to Speed, but too far in front. Messinares cuts off the angle. Speed, off the ceiling, pass to Scrub. Remco forced up, but Metz committed as well. So Cooks has a free look. Pass to Scrub, but too much juice on that pass. He had to veer off to the corner. But Mousesports in control of this overtime, James.
And Speed just dribbled Magnus all the way back to his own half. That'll give a numbers advantage, but Remco trying to make a play himself, and that's shut down by Cookser.
Magnus has a look at this off the double, but it's taken away by Speed. Metanaris, he got harassed by Speed, made him slow to the touch. Scrub wins in midfield, and Mouse are back on offense. Metanaris turns one away. Magnus, great touch to take the ball away from Speed. Remco on the wing. Magnus flips it around Scrub Killer. And now Speed, he flips forward to get back to this with almost 0 boost. It was looking pretty good. He steals that boost away. A lot of value for Speed on that play. Scrub takes that across the box. Mouse forced back to the corner, but they're still in complete control. Scrub on the catch. Has the dribble, but Remco takes it away for now. TSM struggling to get out of their own half. Around the corner. Magnus trying to relieve some pressure with a demo. Metanaris carries it out, buys a little bit of time. Magnus back to Metz. And Magnus will pick up that midfield boost, and he'll miss completely.
And that miss is going to hurt. Metza did such a good job of getting that touch to kickstart the counterattack. However, TSM responding quite nicely. Remco will be able to get a big hit here.
But Cooks is there. He wins the 50 just in front of the box. Remco again. Remco has looked so good in this series. He's been consistent. His touches have been great. And on defense, he's kept TSM in the game. This time it's Magnus coming across his own box. Remco and Metz both committing on this. Metz cutting in front. Scrub will kick it away again for Mousesports. Such a battle. No one has really owned the boost game completely. It's going to come down to that situational game. Who steals the boost in a critical situation? Feels like it's going to take that.
One there, and now a demo out from Scrub. It seems like this is a chance for Mouse if they can get control, and Speed is doing just that.
Remco again, great control off the corner, and flips it by Scrub Killer, but he's got no boost in the tank, so do what he can, and that's about as good as a 50 as you can get, but Magnus' shot was wide and taken away by Scrub anyway. Now Cook's out to the side, but it's Remco's ball. He wants Metanaris. Metanaris back to Remco, and Scrub and Speed both got in the way of the ball. Magnus forcing that ball past Cooks. Metanaris just trying to stop the transition. Here comes Scrub, just high above the crossbar. On the demo, gives Speed some space, but then Speed gets taken out of the play by Scrub.
That was a team bump, but the ball's still in the corner. Scrub getting full boost now, going to rotate back in, looking for a chance.
Oh, Mousesports on the attempted clear. It'll be Cooks' ball. TSM were retreating. It's off the crossbar. Cooks almost found the shot. He might be who you're looking at right now. With 4 minutes and 30 seconds into overtime, Captain Clutch himself, Cookser. But they got to play some defense. Here's Cooks on the carry off that save from Speed, and Cooks pulls away off of that to win the challenge against Metz. Now Scrub back in front. Metanaris carrying it away. Speed right in front of him. And it'll be Magnus' ball. TSM handling business on defense. A full game of Rocket League in this overtime. Scrub Killer, another touch, but taken away by Remco. Which team is going to crack first?
You saw Scrub Killer try to go for the solo play. He had Speed upfield, but wanted to go for the flip reset instead. And this ball has been in TSM's half quite a bit of the game. Cookser almost getting another clutch goal.
Oh, TSM, a tight rotation in the corner. Magnus gets a good enough touch, but here's Speed. Speed off the crossbar, no good. He has missed a couple of times like that, just missing the net. Now here's Cooks, and it's saved by Metanaris. No goal. Speed in front, pitches it high. Magnus will try to relieve the pressure, and he does for TSM. Remco in front, Cooks on the challenge. He slows down Remco for now. Flipped over for Speed. Metanaris will take it away again. We might eclipse the previous overtime today of 7 minutes and change, as we're 6 and counting right now, and this is just for series advantage.
This isn't even for the whole shebang. This is to take the lead, and Scrub, does he have enough to do it? A save from Remco. Scrubkilla had the line, but Remco broke up the play.
Speed on the short hop, taken away by Magnus. Now Cooks has Scrub, and Metzenaris has the save, but it's a double commit. Remco landed on the side wall, but he couldn't find it. Magnus in net has the save. Now Cooks back to the corner, looking for the read. He ended up flipping in front. Speed shot right in front of Remco. Cooks, there he is! It's a goal! Captain Clutch! They take series advantage!
Cookser does it again, his second overtime winner for Mouz off the rebound. He has 0 boost. Remco's in front of him, but the ball was still bouncing, and he got underneath it and struck it true. That is how you close out a game. Cookser 97. What a play.
And 18 shots on net for Mouz, almost met by TSM with 14 of their own. This, I did not think that this would be
today,
as...
Jordy?
I don't know what today is. It's like yesterday. It's like yesterday. Teams were playing the best that we've seen them all season, and you know, Europe has given us the same. TSM, I mean, this is the most offense I've seen TSM ever have.
For me, this has been such an anomaly. Today has been an anomaly when you look at the amount of shots we're seeing, the number of overtimes, the number of saves. This is, you don't really see this in a normal day at the office during the RLCS.
No, it's ridiculous. I mean, TSM had 9 saves, and so did Mousesports. Look, this is... usually Europe is a little slower. It's good defense, and I mean, this has just been exciting the whole way through. I have been really enjoying it, and I've been enjoying watching Cooks play today. Cooks has been so good, cutting off passes, generating chances for his team, and he's been scoring those overtime goals, the overtime winners that put Mousesports in the lead in this series. It's impressive to watch in such a tight game.
Cookser's always been a player that can rise to the occasion, step up in those big moments where his team needs that decisive goal. He is the guy who will provide it. And Cookser, I mean, he's still in that race for Golden Striker.
Now TSM, they've played, this will be their 9th game today. They had a 5-game set against Singularity, and now they're going to need to play 10 if they have hope of winning this series. And Remco, as good as Cooks has been, Remco has been solid for TSM all throughout this series. They're going to need him to continue to do that if they do want to force Game 5.
Yeah, to me, the most quiet player on TSM has been Metzenaris. And Metzenaris, he's had stints in previous seasons where he looked like the best player on his team. So if TSM can figure out all the pieces, you have to respect the squad. I mean, just going by the Magnus flip reset goal alone, that was spectacular.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. And that flash is something that TSM, you don't see flash from this team. Like, you don't look at TSM and you think, oh, flashy players. But Magnus has really been making some great mechanical plays. And if Metzenaris can start, getting louder in this game, TSM could be really dangerous here against Mousesports. Right now, they're on offense. Magnus takes control, and it's taken away by Speed. Forces Remco out to that opposite corner. Now just trying to keep the ball away from Scrubkilla, and Magnus does. And he slows down Speed's approach to the ball. It's a high ball from Cooks. Taken away by Magnus. And that'll be a boomer from Metzenaris.
And Jorby, the question is now, are we going to see another overtime? Every game so far going to overtime. That one was a long one as well. You know that these players must be getting mentally exhausted and emotionally exhausted with how the series has been playing out.
Yeah, the runtime for you and I on overtimes today is about equal. These teams are just, it's been so close, and it's been a treat to be able to cast both of these series and to watch TSM play as well as they have. There's been a couple of double commits in key situations, but other than that, Metzenaris is on the carry. He slips under Cooks, but he can't score! Metzenaris was so close, yet so far. The TSM goals look like they're back at a premium after 7 were scored in the last game. but we're over a half a game of Rocket League played with nothing for either team.
You know, it's you have these long stints of quiet, accentuated by moments of sheer chaos. Like the Mouse comeback last game, it seemed like TSM was in a healthy lead, and then Mouse starts going nuts and gets that. Now Speed goes around the ball, takes advantage of that mistouch, and will get the first goal of the game for Mouse.
Now, Remco was pretty far up. He tried to retreat, and then he wanted to get that flip out. Thought he could maybe find Magnus in the corner, but he needed a more powerful touch and ended up flipping just on the outside of the ball, which there's no power you're going to get hitting the ball like that. And so Remco tried damage control and unfortunately got damaged.
And you said it, Remco trying to clear that to the corner, needed to get a lot of power. He didn't really have much time because there was another Mouse player right behind him. He knew he needed to make a play right away, and he did his best to try to get a power to get the ball to the corner, but it just wasn't enough. And Speed, like a vulture, picking up the scraps, getting that key goal for Mouse.
And Remco taking out Speed, who was hunting on the line for maybe a bump of his own, but Scrub has a shot downfield. Remco, easy catch. And he saw Speed coming and maybe flipped a little too early into that ball. Speed wins another 50. And now Remco forced to fight for possession against Cooks. Metzenaris on the catch. Scrub Killer takes the ball away, and he gets just punted back to the ceiling. Speed neutralizes. Now Metzenaris on this carry against Scrub. It would be knocked away. Mousesports trying to close this out in 4. And time is running out for TSM. Metz, he sees Remco downfield. Remco picks up that corner boost. Teeing this up for nobody. Metzenaris had to back up a little bit. He still did win that touch. Mousesports are struggling to get out, but they haven't really felt too threatened by TSM. Handling corner defense well. They're still pressing TSM. Remco, he's got a shot and Cooks backflips for the save. Magnus in front, wins 150. He's got no boost left. Cooks out to the corner. Remco next in the rotation. TSM trying to find this tie-in goal with time ticking away. 10 seconds left. Magnus flips this up, but Cooks is there. Scrub just knocks the ball away from Remco, and now TSM got to do it in the air. Magnus, nothing. The ball for Remco. He keeps it up. Magnus, can he get back to that? No. Scrub it right back into Metzenaris. Remco pitches it up high. Metzenaris, one. Metzenaris has Magnus, and it's blocked, but Remco can't get there, and Mousesports survived the